Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophie and today we're going to talk about the French methodology based on the lean closet methodologies. If you don't know what I'm talking about or you are wondering what they are, I'm going to leave you a link over here or maybe on the description box for you to go back and see my previous video. So let's begin. I'm going to tell you now in which order I'm going to give you the information. It's going to be origins, what it is, rules, steps, pros and cons, examples, my recommendations, and more resources. Overall, this is going to be a well-rounded video, so if you have any comment or question, please leave them down below on the comment section. I would love to hear from you. This methodology comes from the book Lessons from Madame Chic by Jennifer L. Scott, published in 2011. In this book, she narrates her experience living abroad on Paris, France, where she found that the people over there express their personal style and have purchasing habits very differently from the people in the USA. So what's a French capsule wardrobe? I'm going to read you the definition that I made because I want to say exactly how I wrote it. So here it comes. It's a strong foundational wardrobe that is composed of a certain amount of core timeless pieces made with the best quality you can get, carefully selected to match with all your items in your closet, your personal style, body shape, and complexion. All of this effort is leaning towards so you can have all of these items at least 5 to 10 years. Also, this methodology believes that you should dress yourself beautifully with your best pieces every day and not only on special occasions. And this methodology comes by different names such as the 5-piece French wardrobe, the 10-piece French wardrobe, or the French capsule wardrobe. Okay, so what are the rules? The main rule is that your wardrobe should consist of a certain amount of core items. These core items, for example, for the 5-piece French wardrobe, it's going to be 5 core items. For the 10-piece French wardrobe, it's going to be 10. So these items are going to be the meat and bone of your closet. These items can come from these two categories, tops and bottoms. So from tops, you can have shirts, blouses, polos, sweaters, and cardigans. For bottoms, you can have jeans, trousers, dress pants, shorts, or skirts. Then additionally to that, you can have something called extras. Extras are elements that you can have as much as you want and as much as you like, as long as they are in your closet to complement your core items and give you more mileage. So the categories that they can come from are the following. Outerwear. From outerwear you can get coats, jackets, blazers, raincoats, and trench coats. Occasion wear, for example, a smoking suit or cocktail dresses, evening gowns, bathing suits, or exercise attire. Undershirts, for example, you can have t-shirts, tank tops, and chemises. Then we have accessories. It can be anything like scarves, hats, gloves, jewelry, bow ties, cufflinks, bags. Then we have undergarments such as, for example, socks, underwear, bras, boxers, and tights. Then shoes, and as many shoes as you want, for example, loafers, sneakers, dress shoes, sandals, everything in the category. The next rule is that you can only purchase 5 new items per season. This is with the intention that you reduce your purchasing habits and the things that you're getting into your closet are meeting all the criteria that we mentioned it before, that your body shape, your colors, and your style. So you're not getting junk in there. You're very selective and taking time to choose what you want in there. The next rule is that the year is going to be divided in 2 seasons. The fashion seasons, and these ones are only 2: winter, autumn, spring, summer. So this means that you are only going to be adding 10 items per year to your closet. The last rule is that you are only allowed to have at hand in your closet the core items and the extras that you decided for that season. The rest of your clothes must be stored away in their containers and away from your closet. The steps for implementing this methodology at home are the following. The first one is that you must purge everything that you are no longer wearing. So what we're going to do for this, we're going to take every item of clothing that we own from a closet, from our storage containers, and pour it into the bed. Once they are in the bed and you have everything in there, you're going to take each and every item and ask the following questions for each one of them. So the first question is, do I still like it? Do I ever wear it? Does it still fits and flatters me? Does this article of clothing still reflects who I am? For example, your age, personal style, or lifestyle. And if any of this item doesn't pass one of these questions, that's enough for you to toss it away or donate it or anything. And step number 2 is that you need to make piles and divide the items accordingly. For example, we need a pile for keep, for donate, and for fixing. So after you did step number 1, the piles might be already blurred out, but with this you're going to define exactly what is going to stay and what needs to be fixed, and act accordingly. And step number 3, select the core items that you're going to have on your wardrobe. So for this season, or for that season that you are in that moment, you need to select items that match between each other and that they are realistic to your needs. And step number 4, select the basics. You need to select the amount of basics that you will need to complement your core items. Make sure to not get overboard with this. And step number 5, you need to make a wish list based on what you have on your core items and your extras. Look at them and see what you think you might be missing or what you want to improve on, and that is going to be the list that you're going to have for that season to maybe purchase for example, the 5 new items per season that you have. Rule number 6, assess the remaining. Make sure they are in good condition and storage them. 7, after each season ends, do all the steps all over again. If you think step number 1 is a little bit too much doing every season, at least do it once a year or once every year and a half. Now let's talk about the pros and the cons of this methodology. The pros are that it teaches you how to make the best out of the things that you already own and shows you that what you already own is good enough. It creates a trends-proof closet, forces you to find your personal style, teaches you about money, for example, to shop less. In the long run, you spend less money on clothing, and because of that, you start saving money as well. Frees you from the trend-based closets that needs constant replacing. So it saves you as well time, by the time that you need to go to purchase new things and replace them. It teaches you on principles on how to budget or budgeting by allowing you to splurge on items that are worthwhile. The guidelines can fit any type of budget, lifestyle, and personal style. Dressing in the morning will be a matter of only 2 minutes, so it's going to give you that ease of mind that everything that you own is good for be properly presented to the public, and you get more bang for your buck. Let's talk about the cons of this methodology. The first con is that it's very extreme, restrictive, and very hard for beginners. This methodology forces you to think things that you maybe have never thought of it before, as well as it forces you to look into what you really like. You must have a good idea as well of what the complementary tools are, such as colorimetry, body shape, cuts, materials, and things like that. As well as it requires you to have a good foundational basics or foundation of core items. As well, you must be very disciplined and strict with what you purchase. Also, the rules are very vague. For example, you can purchase as many items of extras as you want, but how much is too much? And at last, it can be very boring for fashionistas out there that want to explore. Is very restrictive. Now let's go into examples. If you can see in the image in front of you, this is example for women. In this case, on the left side, we can focus and see that there's an example for a 10-piece wardrobe and a 5-piece wardrobe. If you can see, both of them are good examples because between each other the elements combined, that they have a same color palette. And if you see now on the left side, I have laid some pieces as an example of a basic pieces or extra pieces, and if you can see that both color palettes complement each other and all the items can be combined. Now on to the next image. This is an example for when you have a very different dress code for your work attire and for your casual attire or day-to-day life. So if you can see right now in here, I have laid a capsule for business and another for casual. But what I made in here is that the basic pieces or the extra pieces can combine to either of those capsules. Another suggestion that I will make is that if you work 5 out of the 7 days of the week, I will suggest you to have a 10-piece wardrobe for business and 5-piece wardrobe for casual attire. Now let's move into the examples for men. As you can see, it's the same situation. I have laid an example for a 10-piece wardrobe and a 5-piece wardrobe right on the left. Both of them, they can combine between each other and they are complemented with the basic pieces that are on the right. Now let's see how this works on the office environment. Here is the example for when you have a business core items and then casual core items. The same principle of if you work 5 out of the 7 days of the week can be applied in here. Like on your business, you can have a 10 core item wardrobe, and on your casual, you can have a 5 core item wardrobe, and make sure that your extra pieces or basic pieces combine with both of those capsules. My recommendations. With everything being said, this methodology, I consider it to be the most difficult to start with. I think is the most hardcore and the most extremist, but still is manageable and has a lot of good things to give to your life. So I'm going to give you some tips for you to use it before, some tips that you can do before starting so it's easier to adapt to it, and as well some tips that after you have used it. So before starting, I will definitely recommend you to define your color palette. I consider that it's very important for you to know which colors go within each other and that they complement your skin and make you look the best. I'm going to talk about that in further detail in another video called colorimetry of my complementary style tools. Then another useful tip is that you need to understand what shapes and cuts give the best form to your body or shows the form of your body in a proper way. Then you need to recognize as well what are long-lasting basics, so when you purchase and you invest your money, you're not purchasing in things that are actually not the best thing for you. Then as well, you need to know what is quality, and I'm going to do another video about talking what is quality and how to find it on items. And finally, you need to learn how to shop properly. Like don't get tricked by stores to keep on purchasing things that you really don't need. These are my tips. So stay away from trends. Of course, choose always classic to invest on. Stick to a good bottom and top ratio. What I mean about this is that if you have 5 items or 10 core items, just stick to a good ratio so you can have a good amount of combinations. For example, in my case, I suggest not getting more bottoms than the 40% of what you have of core items. Select pieces that go with your lifestyle. What I mean by this is that, for example, let's say that you work in a corporate environment and your personal style is far from it, it's very relaxed. I suggest to have a wardrobe for work and one for personal and play. Finally, don't show the brand. Your item must be anonymous looking so they can keep lasting longer and they don't look tacky. Finally, more resources. In here we can see layout, all the resources that I will suggest for a beginner. As well, I will put all the links in the description box so it's easier to reach them. So I will recommend you to start, of course, with the book Who Started All. But if you cannot get it, but the book by Jennifer, you can see in her own channel on YouTube. It's called The Daily Connoisseur. You can find a little bit of information in there. But for YouTube channels, I would recommend videos such as The 5-Piece Wardrobe by Rebecca Jacobs, the channel of Mademoiselle, Ashley Eaton, the Anna Edit, or Bookish and Belle. As well, there are very good blogs that can help you. For example, French Girl Daily, Style Bee, Emily Likely, and The Simply Luxurious Life. And that's it. That's everything that I have right now to share about the French methodology. I love that you stay here. Thank you very much. I hope that you love this video as well as much as I have fun doing it. This video was made with love and a lot of effort, and I hope that this knowledge brings a lot of joy and new experiences to your life. I know that this methodology will certainly help you to improve on your style and knowing yourself, and as well on helping the world and the environment, because at the rate that we're consuming stuff, this is, I think, is a more responsible way of consuming and still looking good. So I hope that if you enjoyed it and you like it, please share it with your friends, comment and like and subscribe, please. I really want to get this knowledge out there so people know there's a different way to do things, and so we are not slaves of trends and the fast fashion world. So with that said, thank you very much, and that will be it. Bye!